the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, or CISA, has a new system to track weaknesses in government networks. The Vulnerability Disclosure Policy Platform allows agencies to collaborate with the public to improve security. Bob Bigman is a cybersecurity consultant and former Chief Information Security Officer at the CIA. Bob, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Why is a centrally managed platform a good thing, and how does it enhance cybersecurity at federal agencies?
Well, I think the idea is excellent. It basically improves the security of the code running in our public-facing internet websites, which obviously the government agencies rely on to communicate and collaborate with their customers, the citizens, and these are constant targets from all classes of hackers, from the kiddie scripters all the way up through the nation states. So the more eyes and the more tools you can get to test them and exercise the code and the configurations, it's an excellent idea.
So CISA says that the platform will encourage collaboration between the public and private sectors. Why do you think that collaboration is important in helping agencies address cyber vulnerabilities?
Yeah, it's very important. Today, most of the most of the federal agencies use a small set of companies, referred to as inside the beltway contractors, to do a lot of their pen testing. And they tend to have all the same tools, same mindsets, same approaches to security testing. This opens up penetration testing and security scanning to a broader population of people who do the bug track and bug bounty work. And it enables them to communicate with more people who have different perspectives, different tools, and different ways of looking at cybersecurity, and do different types and levels of testing that allows them now to collaborate with, again, a much larger audience. And the more eyes and the more tools and the more people you have looking at your configurations and your code base of your web servers, the better you are. So again, credit to CISA, good work.
So how can agencies use that data that they're going to be collecting from this platform to implement cybersecurity changes? Because it's not enough just to have the data.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, that's always the issue. So this gives them a one-stop shop capability, basically, to use a platform that's already contracted out and already available, and all they need to do is work with their community of individuals who are going to be doing the testing, and basically they get these reports on specific vulnerability types that come into the agency, and basically they need to add them and include them in their threat vulnerability assessment capability management systems. That these are going to be exposures they didn't know anything about, and they can go through, and whether they're code issues or configuration issues, they can immediately fix them right away. And have access to this information over a period of time that allows them to see trends that are existing on their website. I've worked with a number of companies who've used these tools, and although initially it takes a while to get running, over a period of time, you do basically end up with a better understanding of where the more organic and root level issues are with the way you're running and managing the code base and configuration of your web servers. Very, very important information to have.
So this platform is voluntary for agencies.
Yeah.
Do you think it should be mandatory?
Good question. Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't make it mandatory for any federal government internet-facing website that's servicing the population, right? It just seems to me like a obvious thing to do. I'm sure they needed to make it voluntary first to get some experience and some history behind it, and to make sure people understand this is not harmful, this is good. And hopefully over time, someone will wake up and say, hey, why don't we make this mandatory? Because there's no reason not to do it.
Well, given that it's still voluntary, what do you think the decision process should look like for agencies to determine if this is the right system for them?
Well, the first thing I would think about is, number one, what's the level of criticality of your internet-facing web servers? Is it really important for you to use, as I'm sure many of them are for many organizations and federal agencies, organizations like veterans who rely heavily on the use of their web presence. If it's critical, this is an added tool in the tool set, in the toolkit to help you secure them. The other thing I think is important is make sure you have something you mentioned earlier, a mechanism in place where you can take the findings and take the exposures and actually turn them around in a meaningful time period to fix them and basically produce and publish a different a secured website. So it's a level of criticality, and two, knowing that in making sure you have an implementable capability to install the fixes.
Quickly, Bob, are there any workforce issues that managers need to consider? Training, hiring new people?
The one nice thing about this idea is you're buying it almost as a service. Okay, this is an offering CISA has to enable you basically to use it as a service they offer, and all you do basically is set up the arrangement with the company that are contracting them, enter your information, publish your website, and basically the information starts arriving, and you have to have the capability. And this is where I think you're going with your question. You do have to have the talent base inside your organization to understand some of these exposures that the bug trackers find are very obscure and somewhat abstract. And you better have talent on hand to understand what they found, and more importantly, of course, how to fix it.
Great. Bob, thanks so much. We'll be watching this as it develops. Thank you for being on the program.
Sure. Thank you.